Okay, wonderful. Well, it is on the hour now, so we're going to start. My name is Curtly Freckleton. I'm a certified Optavia coach, love being a coach, and I'm so excited to talk with you today. We're going to get real here. This is a topic I'm very passionate about. The last 2 days, we've gone through Dr. A's ebook called Stop, Challenge, Choose. That is a phrase that I hope you all memorize. Stop, challenge, choose. It'll apply to your health. It'll apply to how you work with your kids, your spouse. We talked about stop. Kat Fuller talked about that, and Chantel Flake about challenging. So today, we're going over chapter 3, titled, Do I Choose to Make Health a Priority? Now, I want to ask you, how do you know if you have made health a priority? The easiest way to tell, to know that the general answer that you've been living for the last few months or few years is how your health is today. Your reality reflects the priorities you have made for yourself over the last few months, over the last few years. Are you proud of where you are today? Many of you are here because you're not so proud. And I'm proud of you for deciding to make the change. Okay, Dr. A said, if you're not happy with where you're at or your scores right now, don't feel too bad about yourself. Instead, be excited by the possibility of elevating your life to a new world of rich, vibrant health. So he reminds us, hey, don't be stuck being depressed, but be excited about your future. And I would love to hear in the chat thread, what does vibrant health look like to you? Do you have that strong vision that you are working towards? Because guess what? You're at a crossroads right now. You're at that crossroads. He talked about the butterfly effect in chapter 3. It's the theory that small initial differences and choices may lead to large unforeseen consequences in the future over time. I remember when I was little and I heard about the butterfly effect, how the flap of the wings of a butterfly could eventually lead to a tornado. And I was so scared about that. And I thought, well, now I'm paralyzed over all my decisions. What if my little decision is going to have a disaster later? But now the way I view it is that it's a good thing. It's a good thing because small choices count. And today counts. What you decide right now counts. What you decide right after you make an unhealthy choice is, are you going to spiral and think, oh, I blew it, and I'm going to keep on being unhealthy? Or are you going to make the choice? The next choice you make, is that going to be a healthy one? Because those little choices count. Remember that butterfly effect when you are thinking, oh, it doesn't matter. Because our choices over time do matter. And that's how you're going to transform your health and your life, is by those small daily choices. And so today and right this minute matters. You're here today, so huge congratulations. And think about the railroads. When you're going down a railroad, the initial split is small. You know, you can walk between those two paths that diverge. But then over time, they get farther and farther apart until they're miles apart. And you may think, I am on a track that is miles away from where I want to be, miles away from the healthy life that I want to be. But guess what? You can make that tiny first initial swerve. You can make that choice so that with consistency and time, you are miles closer to that abundant, vibrant health you're making choices about today. Today, you're living in the future of your past self. So remember your future self. Nothing changes if nothing changes, and time is going to pass anyway. I know there's been times in my life where I think, oh, I've messed up and I'm never going to be able to change. I'm never going to be able to get this if I want, get this. But I know now that every day those consistent choices make a difference. There's a story of the two twins that they were growing up together. They were so alike. They had a bright future ahead of them, but there was one event in their life that led to that divergent path. Both of the twins were invited to a party, and one of the twins said, yeah, I'll go. They both knew it was because it was going to be a party with alcohol and drugs. One twin made the decision, and that decision to go led to him deciding to partake of the substances there, which led to addiction, which led to more and more choices, less studying, less thinking about his future, less self-care, less communication with loved ones. While the other twin, he knew what he wanted in his future. He said no. And that helped him make the next easier decision is, I'm going to keep up these positive habits. He kept on going to school. He kept on choosing to take care of himself. He kept on thinking about his future. And soon their paths were miles apart. One decision and leads to another decision. And so today, choose to create that healthy life that you want. Anyone can create meaningful, lasting changes by fundamentally making this simple shift. By combining the slow and the fast variables of change, Dr. A explains in chapter 3. He says there's two types of variables when you're creating changes. There's the strategy that you're going to learn to implement in this challenge, and strategies are a little slower. It's over time that it diverges you. Well, there's the fast variable, which is choice. You can make a choice today in an instant. And so we're talking about that right now. A choice I've made is to be healthy. I must have health. It is not a question to me anymore. It was when I was younger, when I was 30 pounds heavier and not feeling so hot. What are your musts? Many of you must brush your teeth every day. Many of you must have enough money to pay your mortgage. Many of you must have enough food to eat. You must go on vacation with your family. You must have a pretty yard. Maybe some of you must have a clean house. Those are your priorities. I must have enough health that I don't worry about if I can do an activity with a friend, that I have enough energy to do everything I want to do. I'm so confident about that I'm not worried about my future because I know my present self is fully committed. Over 10 years ago, I chose to become a nurse. I chose, and once I chose, I was committed to 4 years of what turned out to be HE double hockey sticks. It was hard, but I never questioned if I would quit pursuing my nursing degree. I knew no matter how hard the classes were, how early I had to wake up for clinicals, how long it felt like that I would finish. And it is a good thing I made that choice, because Friday and Saturday nights, while I was studying my booty off at the library, while my friends were out hanging and having a good time, the normal college experiences, I'm glad I had made that decision already. That was a must for me. When you have a must in your life, you make sacrifices. I would much rather live a life of commitment than a life of maybes. And so pick your path. You're here right now because you want to choose health. The question is, how committed are you to that choice? Is it a must yet? And along the way, you're going to have distractions. And not all distractions are obvious or bad. There's the obvious holidays and birthdays and vacations, but what about the good distractions that end up pulling you off? People that you serve, friends you visit, crying kids to take care of, making dinner for the family. Not all of them are bad. It's good, better, best making that decision. I hope you can make the choice to be healthy, and that must. Thanks so much for showing up this morning. A few announcements is make sure you do a health assessment with the coach that invited you, and then make sure, I love that, Michelle. Yes, I choose to be more. Make sure to sign up for the Choose Your Heart event this Saturday. It's from 10 a.m. to noon Mountain Time. You'll see the signups in the Facebook group. And then my challenge for you today is to stand tall today. Post on your social media. I choose to be healthy because, and then use the hashtag choose your heart. All right. I love you guys. We're in this together. So grateful for you guys. Have an amazing day. See you guys later.